Hey guys, welcome back. Stop Talk and Roll, episode 149, your number one show for Jiu-Jitsu analysis on YouTube. Today, I have a special guest. My lovely girlfriend Juliette has joined us.
Hello.
Hi. Juliette is new to Jiu-Jitsu. She is a white belt who's been training on and off for like 2 years, but like significantly on and off.
More
Like,
off than on.
yeah, like on for like 3 days and then off for like a month. So, but I thought it'd be fun to have her on because she's obviously watched a bunch of my episodes and she's always asking questions and like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So I figured slightly different kind of episode. I'm just gonna hit play and I'll kind of commentate, but as Juliette has questions, I'll let her have at it. So, do you have any questions now?
No, not yet.
Okay, play. Oh, we have Bob in the black gi and Jay in the white gi. So, little butterfly guard going on right now. Jay, you have to have, when you go to kick him, so as he pulls that, yeah, you just got to have a stronger bite on this arm. Let's see over here. Yeah, just get above the elbow. Get above the elbow.
Is that to control him more?
For the elbow part? Yeah, so if their elbow's free, like if you try to grab my arm like with an overhook below my elbow, it gives me I have mobility to move my arm around. Sorry, I have mobility to move my arm around. Versus once you get over my elbow, it's like stuck in place. Does that make sense? I don't. It's not like the
Just
elbow.
for that move, or in general, do you want to not hold here and grab here?
It depends. For this move specifically, what could happen? Even if it's a really good bite on the forearm, he could use his elbow to post. So you're trying. What the point of this here? We'll look at it in the mirror more. The point of it, grabbing that post, is to eliminate it from him being able to post. So you can see right here, he's actually posting on his hand. You can see on here in the main screen, and then he's also, when he goes for it, he goes to post on his elbow. Right, so that doesn't happen if he's over the elbow and clamps it in tight, and it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So like it depends on the situation, but specifically for a hook sweep, yeah, that's what you want to do. So this is a body lock pass that Bob's in right now. Bob, I would stay. I don't know if Bob. We gotta work on that. I don't know if Bob does body lock passes, but generally, once you get into a position like this, you want to keep his feet to his butt, and the second that distance starts to increase, it's where he's gonna have strength to kick you off. So you elect to raise your leg up, which is going to immediately start letting him be more offensive. This grip, Jay, bicep punch. Drive it this way the whole time. It's not just to hold on, it's to drive over. Just like that, but obviously with everything else in place. So Bob gets past and on belly, sits back down, controlling the hip. I apologize, guys, if the mics aren't great. I still haven't invested in a second mic yet. I don't even know if my little audio interface could handle 2 mics, so I don't think it matters that I haven't invested in a second mic. I'll have to upgrade that eventually. Yep, elbow knee connection, beautiful. Nice, Jay. So I would scoop underneath the head and do a bicep punch with the other arm. This arm right here. If you have any questions, feel free to just ask. So if you have a bicep punch, rather than grabbing the belt, right? Like this is more to like secure him in place rather than move him.
What's Jay trying to do right now? Because he looks like he's in a bad position.
Yeah, it's not good. But he's in a better position than he was. So like this is side control. He wants to get out of here. Like this is not, well, in the sport of jiu-jitsu, he wants to get out of here. In holistically, like he's fine. Like nothing bad's gonna happen to him right now. But like we want to play jiu-jitsu, we want to create movement. So like if you just look at it like holistically, like Bob can't do anything to like harm Jay right now.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to if he's gonna strike him, for example, he'd have to get up.
But he's flattening him out, right? Isn't he putting pressure in his chest so he can't push up?
Yeah, you don't want to push up.
Okay.
If you push up, you're gonna get your arms caught, right? Like you could do that, but you're putting yourself in danger. So what he wants to do is actually what I was saying before, which was a good job, is he wants to create an elbow knee connection. So that's literally just his elbow with his left elbow to his left knee. Okay. And what that does, it's a you can call it side guard, you can call it elbow knee connection, however you want to do it. We just had John G. Ribeiro this weekend. I believe that would be like in his diamond system. You're creating the diamond. But what's going on there? Oh, I've lost control. There we go. What he's trying to do is he turns to his side. Well, actually, he didn't even turn to his side. But right here, I know you can't see it, but underneath the body right now, the knee and the elbow are connected. And that's a very strong frame. It might not seem like it, but that's you could hold me up with my entire weight with an elbow knee connection. I was actually yesterday at the Jean G seminar. A little 7-year-old or like 8-year-old stayed with us, and I partnered with him along with Chris, one of our other black belts. We stayed with him, and Janji was talking about these frames, and the little kid was trying to muscle everything, and we showed him like how to do the frame, and you could tell he was a little apprehensive, and I was like, "How heavy are you?" He's like 50 pounds. I'm like, "I'm 190 pounds. You're gonna hold my whole weight up." And he puts the frames in, and I literally take everything off the floor. Obviously I have some points for balance, and he was just holding my whole weight, having a normal conversation. So this frame is very strong. And what this does now is it takes Bob's control away. What I was saying is Jay should take this arm and try to swing it in front of his face rather than grabbing the belt, because what that's doing is it's securing Bob's chest to Jay, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but Jay wants to create some space right now to get out, and Bob wants to try to eliminate space to regain control. So while he is able to kind of knock him over here, there's nothing. Bob's post again, same issue as before, right? Where we talked about grabbing at the elbow, and not Jay couldn't do anything about this at this moment. But watch, what stops him from falling is his hip and his elbow. You see that little adjustment he makes, right? So like if we just stay right here, Bob will go over, right? But he makes this little adjustment, brings this foot back and brings this elbow back. I know it's kind of hard to see with the black key, but both those things reinforce his base. So if Jay had his arm over here now, right? So instead of here, he has it here, right? You can use that to knock him over. I gotta be careful how I draw like a swastika. That'd be bad.
That'd be good. No.
Yeah, that would be not good. All right, and now, north-south choke. Let's see. So what I use my ribs to help adjust my arm. And yeah, you probably could have kept going for that. The north-south choke's hard in the gi, honestly. It's a hard choke. I prefer the paper cutter. What's up, Joel? I prefer the paper cutter. There's a lot of movement right now in the camera. Sorry, guys. Everybody was rolling all over the place. And these guys are moving a lot. Bob's doing a good job just standing on top. You could try to turtle right now, Jay, too. I would have taken that opportunity to turtle. When someone's like straight up like that, remember, guys, you always have an option to stand up, right? Like if somebody's not keeping pressure on you, like try to stand up, and there's nothing wrong with that too. Even if you don't like to play stand up, it's still good practice to get into. You can just pull guard again if you want to pull guard, but it's a good habit to get into because hopefully eventually you'll get better at taking people down. But God forbid you're ever in like an actual altercation and you need to get away, right? Like having that experience to just stand up helps. Spinning around for an arm bar. Where did my mouse go? I like watch how Bob doesn't just stay up messing with the arm. He immediately drops his hip to match hip for hip. And it makes this leg impossible to come through to get an elbow knee connection. So Bob, one thing to consider if you don't have control, nice. I was going to say, one thing to consider if you don't have control of the head, because that's what could happen, is switch to north-south. But Jay hits a beautiful stiff arm here. Nice. Drives up.
Was a stiff arm?
Right in his armpit. Watch this right here.
And that pushes him out of the way.
Well, he's doing it specifically right in his armpit, and it's just he's basically taking Bob's weight and putting it on top of himself, but in a way where Bob has like no control over his base. So while yes, all of Bob's weight's on Jay, it's pretty light in comparison to if Bob was able to anchor his feet on the floor and like settle down.
Yeah.
Like you'd be able to do this to me as well. Like this is another one of those moves. The only hard part might be right here. Like, I'm sorry about the footage. The only hard part might be like right here, which is like actually getting up at this point. But you could do things like scoot away and pull guard. From here, it's like a Turkish getup essentially, which is, you know, you don't have to, not that you have to lift him up, but just keep that stiff arm attached. But we end up back in butterfly and immediately pass an armbar. Woo! Nice. Nice, Jay. Let's go. Very nice. So on that, Bob, as you pull, oh, your foot's stuck. Ah. So before you pull, I'd look to step. I would look to get this foot on the inside. But let's see, a leg drag. Yeah. If you get that leg free, then you can look to come up to the back. But potentially a triangle here. Oh yeah, and an arm bar. Nice. Jay, get that elbow out. Nice sweep, Bob. Good. So immediately looking to get under the elbows. Jack them up high. Passing it off. Good. So I would fight this hand. Yeah, that works. So if you need, one thing you can do to kind of help assist get over, so if you're kind of stuck here, take this arm and look to grab through into his lap and use that to pull him over, because this hook will help with that. So you take your arm here and you reach through over here. All right. So you get this out though. You're still on his back. Let's see. Yeah, you get the bow and arrow. Yeah.
He's using the gi to choke him?
Yeah, it's a bow and arrow. It's like one of the best chokes from the back. So basically you wrap the gi around his neck, and then ideally, so it's kind of like you're pulling back on a string. Yeah, and you throw this over, and yeah, bow and arrow choke. Great choke. It's like one of the, when I used to compete, it was what I always, when I competed in the gi, when I used to compete in the gi, I would always hunt for bow and arrow chokes.
He went straight for his knee.
Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if he got his foot in, but it's shin to shin guard. So let's see. I can't tell. Oh yeah, he beat. Yeah. So okay. So it'd be more like a De La Riva. But let's see. Yeah. You can do a few things with that. There's three main things. In the gi, the main two things would be shin to shin guard, but he doesn't have that right now. So that basically just shin to shin. I know you'd love that.
No.
And then there's De La Riva guard. So What you generally you'd have the arm below the leg, and the arm is above the leg. So the only other option that I know of, like you could fall into reverse de la Hiva too, but the other main one is actually mainly no gi though. It's called a false reap, which is where you would basically buckle this knee down, which he's done, and then he throws the top leg over and the bottom leg under, so but in front of the leg on both, and so the arm keeps the leg in place, and you can attack things like a calf slicer.
Okay. Is the point of doing that when somebody else is standing up to bring them down with control, or is it to get into a position that?
So there's different purposes of a guard. A guard defensively slows the person down from advancing, right? So and it protects yourself. Offensively, you can look to sweep, submit them, or advance your position. So like at the base level, you're looking just to slow them down and defend yourself and keep yourself safe. Because if he doesn't do anything, Jay will just slice right through and be on top, like not even a problem.
But he's holding that knee there, so he can't do that.
Amongst other things, I mean, he's also he's bracing here. He's got his other leg in play. There's a shin right here. I know it's kind of hard with the black gi, and his other outside legs doing stuff too. So like he's trying to control that leg. There's a few things going on. This is in the hip. I mean, there's quite a few things going on, and now we're already out of that position. If so that's what I'm trying to say. Like if back here, right? If it's actually a beautiful step by Jay. Jay just steps right into his guard. Like this is great. If Bob's able to get his shin in front, or get into De La Hiva where his leg's on top of his arm, or I don't think he's going for the false reap because it's gi. Those are all things that he would do, but he doesn't have any of those things. So Bob needs to be creative here. Let's see, what does he do? I think he pushes off. Oh yeah, you know what? Jay's never able to really clear it, so it's on the outside of his leg here. He kicks him away and then retracts this leg and gets it into his hip. Sorry about the footage here. But yeah, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he looks for an arm drag again. Again, I don't know how, Bob, when you do these arm drags, put one foot out here and one foot in the middle. So it's like butterfly guard, but you just take the power leg and bring it to the outside, and then you're gonna be able to pull across and use your leg that's in the middle will then become your bottom hook. And that's the end of the round. All right, cool. Good job, guys. Any final questions or anything that stick out that you want to ask?
No, good stuff. I asked us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. If you like having stop, talk, and roll with a white belt, let me know.
I'll ask the questions you don't want to ask. So.
No, they ask.
Oh well, then I'll just ask them anyways.
And if you happen to enjoy this, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I get these episodes out every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. And if you'd like to get on here, just hit me up in the description below. Sorry, the camera's in a different spot. And I'll get you on the show. And I'm out of rounds again. So hopefully I'll get some filming done tomorrow. And I'll have something for Wednesday. But right now I'm out of film. So get me some stuff, please. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.